Hi good guys, this is Mark and this is my YouTube channel. Now, before I continue, I have a quick question, or I call it a quick nugget. Have you ever attended a very intensive and competitive interview where they ask you this simple question? Why did you leave your former working place? Or rather, they can put it like this: why are you leaving your place of work to a new person or to a new place? Now, when you meet such a question, there are some nuggets that they want to learn from you. Just like in some episode, I told you, never leave one place in a mess seeking for a better place. They will always haunt you. They will always want to know what is making you to move from your older place to a new place. There must be that principle. And that question normally pin a lot of candidates down during the interview. Or even it goes to the extent of haunting the staffs. I've worked with several people who lose their job. They get terminated just because of the issues from their past workplaces. Either they did something wrong and ran away with it, or they did the resignation but not in the right process, or they never handed over their duty post, their former duties in the right way, so they are needed back again. And because of time frame, they may end up lacking new opportunities. So it has eaten most of candidates, especially during the interview. Can be well in academic credential. You are so super in self-explanations, your CV is just up to standard. Your application letter is just at the snap of the finger of the hand. But one simple thing, the letter of recommendation, or maybe the recommendation from the recall or the recap or the reference that have been made by your current employer or prospective employer calling back to where you are working, you are getting failed. Why? Just because you never cleaned up the mess from your former working place. So today, in this episode, this is Tuesday Class Job Market, and my name is Mark Andedo. This is my YouTube channel. Please, if you are watching me for the first time, just make an attempt of supporting what I do, my contents. Please, by subscribing, and then press that bell button, that dialog box on your right, down a part, just press all. This one means all notifications will be notified on your phone, and you will be the first person to watch my video whenever I upload it. Every Tuesday, at least, I give out one video and some other supplementary videos over the week. But mostly every Tuesday, we have this episode that is called Tuesday Class Job Market, where we discuss about the job market, anything that you do, how to be the best employer, the best employee, the performer, and all that. All are discussed in this platform. So you are in the right place. Please just keep up with me. Now, back to the track. I want to take you through simple nuggets of how you can build the better CV from where you are moving from to a new place. Now, this topic I have crowned it as the how and when to resign. Most of us, we really want to resign, but we don't follow the right procedures, which by the end of the day end up haunting us. Now, if you want to know the better procedures of resigning from your current work, please stay with me until the end, and I'm very sure you shall have learned more skills, more abilities, and more knowledge to help you resign from your workplace without creating any chaos, without leaving any loops unfilled, without leaving any question, and in a good terms with your former employer, so that even if the current employer calls your former employer, they will talk good about you. Who doesn't want goodness to be talked about him or her? Everybody wants that, of course. Therefore, if you need the same, you are in the best time, and this is the best video for you. Now, when and how to resign. This is Tuesday Class Job Market. When? Of course, during your career, there may be times when you decide you want to leave. And we are going to see some of the reasons why you will be wanting to leave the job. This process is called resignation. When you feel like you are fed up, or you feel like there's something better you are supposed to do, or maybe, like we said, you have seen a greener pasture somewhere, and already you have confirmed you are supposed to go. The process that you are following in leaving this current job is called resignation. Now, it might be complicated in some companies. It might be bureaucratic in some companies, it might take long in some companies, but the thing is you have to learn the company you are working with and make sure you know all the procedural requirements for you to resign. Now, to resign simply means to give up all the abilities, all the allowances, all the responsibilities you have been carrying on during this current company. Your salary, your benefit, what you earn, the part-time, all employment benefits, your supervisor leadership, you are going to relieve them. You are going to leave them. That is resignation. Now, what are some of the reasons that might lead you to resignation? People don't just resign and then go nowhere. There must always be a reason. So after auditing your reason and you have weighed the benefit of your resignation against the benefit of continuity in your work, and you see reasons of leaving are better or are weightier than what you are doing currently, then you are right to go. Some of these reasons are, number one, maybe you have gotten promotion in the same company and you're resigning from one department to another. It's also possible to resign from the same company, join the same company, but at a different designation or at a different position. Number two, maybe you are moving away. Family members are moving from one continent to another, or from one country to another, or from one city to another. You are moving away and you feel like resignation. Then insecurity. Some of us, the jobs we do, we are not secure there. If you feel that is the level, get something or get somewhere where it's secure, and that process of leaving that place is simply called resignation. Unpaid dues, or you choose to focus on your personal life. There are people who want to develop themselves. Maybe they set a time after 2 years, I will be resigning so that I take A, B, C, D, maybe self-employed and all that. So your self-awareness might lead you to resignation. You decide to change your careers. Also, you can be resigning because you are enrolling for further studies, maybe degree, or you are going for postgraduate diplomas, and maybe some training programs. You might be forced to resign. Health reason, maybe you are diseased, you have heart diseases, you have maybe the TBs, you have coughing diseases, and maybe you are so fixed in terms of health that you cannot really put up with the current job. Then also part-time job as a parent, maybe those who have given birth and you have to pay more attention to your families, you might be forced to resign from your current duties to get some part-time job somewhere. Poor culture fit. Some of us, you are not just rhyming with the current job. You are not okay with your colleagues. You are not okay with your employers. Now, you are not just fitting. And that's why we say in every job you get, you must make sure that you are culturally fitting and you are best placed in the place so that you get more experience. But if that one's not happening, you are right to go, and that one can force your resignation. So those are 10 reasons that might make you resign. Now, how do I resign from my job? Now, pay attention to this. It is procedural. Like I said before, make sure that you know the culture of your organization. Make sure that you know the bureaucratic nature of your organization, the structural, framework of your work, communication channel, because this is a communication. You must know how much do I need, how long do I need. Like for example, where I work, when you want to resign, at least it's good to give a notice of maybe 1 month or 2 months before. But standard was International Labour Organization only talk about 2 weeks, that's the 14 working days. If you give a notice of 14 working days and above, you are right to go. So make sure you know the system. Each and every organization has its own principles of resignation. So make sure that you know the culture of your organization so that you don't make a mess. By the end of the day, they start taking you around, taking you in circles, so that you might even miss your new employment. Now, number one way of resigning from your current job or from your current organization. Number one, please learn about your company's policies. Find out the expectations, the timeline, the principles, the communication channel, who is responsible for first communication, who should I face, and all that. Number two, give a 2-week notice. Don't just say, I want to resign, then tomorrow you are going. Don't give a notice of 12 hours. Don't give a notice of 1 year. Know the time frame. For example, international wise or standardized time frame is about the 2-week notice. This is the time frame you have to give the employers for them to prepare all your deals. Plan or resigning from your current position. Once you have accepted new position or you have decided that for sure you are moving, please make sure you give a notice for at least 2 weeks. Number three, write a resignation letter. This is where all of us are making a mistake. I can swear to you, Since I graduated, some of my jobs I started even before graduating. Once I joined the campus, I started this work. And I took them so serious that whenever I was moving from one place of work to another one, I had to resign. In fact, I remember one of my managers was asking me, why do you have to write letters when you are going? People just come here and go. This is unique. And nobody taught me that, by the way. It was just an inbuilt character. To me, it was like, if this person accepted me when I was so desperate, if this person really welcomed me when I was so weak, inexperienced, and allowed me to work for this period, why should I just dump things and live like that? I wrote a letter, and in fact, I was entitling it a thank you letter. I did not know that was a resignation letter. This one is to thank them for their time, for their patience. They have, you had your lows and ups during your operations, and imagine they kept it silent. People came and went, left you there. You are given opportunity to do part-time in that organization. Most people are fixed and they were doing 12 hours duty. When you report at work, no even going out, even to the ATM, even when you have emergency, you had to follow the procedures. But for me, they gave me time to plan my timetable for the university versus their timetable. So I could rhyme. Sometimes I come half day, sometimes I come 3 hours, sometimes I come 6 hours. It was not planned really and fixed. That was something special that I was given. It was a favor that when I was leaving, I had to say a thank you. Now write a letter. When you write a letter, this is official letter. It is not just a letter thrown to a colleague or thrown to a friend, because you are addressing this letter to the HR, the director, the manager, that person, owner of the company who gave you opportunity to operate in his area. So it means that when you are addressing this letter of resignation, it is an official letter. Now, this one will take you back to how to write official letters. If you have not known or you don't know that, please check one of my videos, especially the earliest videos. I talked about writing application letters, writing the CVs, writing official letters, of which some of the parts of this official letter, number one, I talked about the dress. There should be a date, there should be a salutation, the subject of the letter, the body, that the statement of resignation, last day of work, you are anticipating to have last day of work, statement of gratitude. Please don't miss this point. Even if you were not paid your dues, even if the situation was so bad, even if the director was that harsh, don't always fail to say the gratitude. My friend, my brothers and sisters, at the first, there are a lot of people who came for interview, but they decided on you. That one, only their time for interview and accepting you to work with them, that one rules out everything. It was a favor and it was the gratitude. God is only waiting for us to be joyous and to say thank you for every opportunity that we have been given. So stop looking at the money, stop looking at the stress and the pressure. Look at the beginning. How were you accepted? Did you even worth it first? No. It was a favor from God through that client or the employer of yours. So please, closing, make sure you have the gratitude. Next step, what are you expecting? And then lastly, in that letter, make sure you have a closing or a signature. Number 4, complete an exit interview. Now, after writing the letter, you are expecting the HR or your director to call you for a one-to-one interview, because they will wish to know, why are you leaving? Now, please, inside here, be honest, but in a good way. Don't be rude. Don't abuse. Don't trash out everything. No. This interview, they expect you to tell them some of the adjustment, the reasons why you are leaving, some of the observations you made along the way, some of the best stuff, some of the customer service care, some of the adjustment, promises that were made but were forgotten, some of the expectations that you are expecting, some of the best colleagues that you have worked with, or some of the experience, some of the things you have learned from this organization. This one will make the HR to come up with some of the subjective natures or subjective things that should be changed in organization to make it become the best employing firm or the best employing manager or the best employing company. It is from your interview. So when you go there, please, for the face-to-face interview, please make sure you are honest, make sure you are best fitting. Don't be rude. When something was good, speak about it. When something was wrong, please try to give a suggestion or a solution to it. You will be doing more good than harm to them. During this interview, provide the honest answers to the interviewer's question while remaining respectful. Please maintain your respect, because remember, the same person, either you think you are going and you have got the best job and the best paying job, you think that you have reached it. My friend, this person is still going to act as one of your referees. Now, if you leave this in a negative way, if you leave this in a bad way, if you abuse them, you really dictate them, you really ignorant, or you become arrogant to them, they will speak bad about you and you may lose your duty. Remember, my friend, these companies, they are like cousins, brothers and sisters. And these managers and HR, they go in their own national HR meetings and they discuss all these things. They know how to deal with the staffs, and that's why they will always ask you, why are you leaving your former place? So be very careful when you are resigning. The last step of resignation is complete your final task. Please, you are a team leader, you are the supervisor, you are the manager, you have just been promoted from one department to another department. I know you are having job spending, you are having training spending, you had some employees or some staff who really depended on you in guidance and counseling. We have a lot of people who depended on you. If it's a school environment, some parents really trusted you as a teacher. If it is a workplace, you are a supervisor. A lot of trust were on you. So when you are leaving, please relieve them. Release them in a good way. To have even a meeting with your team, brief them that you are leaving, but as you leave, let them maintain the same steps and the same nature and the same anticipation at workplace. Let them keep their principle. Let them know you are leaving not because of disgusting or because of being abused. No, you are leaving because God has graced you to the next level. You are leaving because they have trusted you with more responsibility than this one here. So let them also have hope that next time I will also be where you are going. So once you have submitted your resignation letter, you have scheduled for your interview, you can finish your work of the company, the pending job you are having, please clear it. You might resign the tax or assign the tax to the new coming person. Where you are living, there will be a new team leader, there will be a new supervisor. Please do for them what we call the training, you know, we call it the orientation. Take them step by step to the laboratories, to the washrooms, how we use this one. Take them through the files, the pending issue that's supposed to be cleared, how you are communicating, how you are handling the issues. If you have the lady staff, the men staff, how are you combining all these forces and how you are doing this work. Within these 14 days, if possible, please take your better term and don't be jealous or don't be selfish or don't be greedy. Please release all that. Remember, even you, when you came in, somebody handed over to you well. You also handle the same mantle to the next person, incoming person, in a right way. Remember, you have resigned through your own self-decision. Nobody forced you. Therefore, as you release this one also before God, release them in one way so that this person also takes over, not diluted or maybe a disgruntled or maybe take up a worn-out position. Let them come in with a lot of synergy, with a lot of knowledge, all for your own glory or your own benefit. Then lastly, hand over properly and genuinely and explain step by step to your incoming or your colleague that is taking over your position all things and hand over all the files. Make sure you live in peace, and peace will always follow wherever you go. So thank you for being with me. I hope you have learned how to resign and when to resign. We have gone through when to resign. When to resign is when you have reached a point whereby you are going for further studies, you are going for new roles, you have decided to go because of health issues. Those are the reasons on when you can resign. How do we resign? I've given you 4 main steps. Step number 1, learn about your company's policies and duration of resignation. Number 2, give 2 weeks notice. Mostly that companies is about 14, international wise is about 14 days notice. Then number 3, write a resignation letter. Please, just like you wrote an employment or a vacancy or job seeking letter, please, as you leave the same job again, write a resignation letter, and it is official letter. Follow the format of official letter. Number 4, complete an exit interview. Always seek attention of the HR or your supervisor or your line manager because you will explain to them why you are leaving, and they will also want to know some of the weaknesses the company is experiencing, and according to your observation, what can we do even if you are gone. Then number 5, I've talked about complete your final tasks and hand over in the right way and do proper orientation to your successor. May God bless you. This was Mark and Edo in my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and give me the support so that I may continue getting inspired to produce more content for this episode. This was Tuesday Class Job Market. For all your job interviews, for all your job CVs, application written, and every skill that you need in the job market, it is found in this episode. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Meet you in the next episode. Bye.